Alright, okay. As I would say, the thought for today is about making something out of nothing, making a book. It's about how to write one, making the process easy as can be. Break it down so you can see on another level. Anyway, here we go. So, gonna look at how to write a book. Basically, like the process of writing a book. So, you would learn how to, not like write, not like proper English or spelling or any of that kind of stuff, but just like building it. So, gonna go over pretty much like why, how, break it down into steps, make it a little easier with the outline, putting it out for sale. Been writing and publishing and editing and formatting and marketing books for about 5 years now. First book I wrote took me a couple weeks to write. It's about how to find a job. Did a lot of research at the time. I was actually looking for jobs around that time, so had done a lot of research on how to get a job and just kind of put all my research together into a book. And luckily, I haven't had a like quote job since then, so it's kind of funny to me that my first book is about jobs, and books actually kind of gave me the freedom to get away from working at any kind of like job. But anyway, yeah, I've been doing that for a while. Done multiple author names, multiple topics, stuff like that, Working on something new right now. Always something new, really. Got to keep testing to see what works, trying to get better and better. I've been doing marketing before I've been doing books, so when I first started with the books, really I had my strongest point with the whole process was marketing, and yeah, marketing's pretty important. Not gonna get into that really right now though. More about just building the book, because I remember the first book I did, just the concept of writing a book seemed really difficult. Like, oh man, how am I gonna get started? It's a lot. What do I do to put it all together? How am I gonna you know, have enough to say? Stuff like that. Well, I did some research. A lot of people explained their processes, and I kind of like formed into my own process over time. Always improving that process, just like anything, in business or in life or whatever. Just focusing on what you want more of, want more improvement, focus on that more, as I would say. So, gonna look at how to write a book, the outline, stuff like that, what you need to put in there, how to sell it, make it pretty easy. So, this is like a very general outline. I can do more detailed videos later to break down like individual concepts. So, yeah, anyone can do this. Anyone can write a book. It's really not that hard once you get in the groove of doing it. Once you know what to do, especially once you've done it a few times, it's like you don't even have to think about it anymore. Not only that, but I mean, there's so much technology today to where you don't even have to write it. You could, do voice transcripts, so you're just like talking into your computer and it's writing it for you, stuff like that. So, one of the biggest benefits of doing it yourself is you make a lot more money with doing the whole process yourself, even if you're hiring out people for individual parts of it. But if you're publishing it yourself instead of being signed by a publisher and having contracts and whatever, you're gonna make a lot more money, and you're gonna have a lot more freedom to actually build what you want to build, create what you want to create. No one's going to be telling you that you should change stuff or make stuff like shorter or longer, stuff like that. So I would say first off, go ahead, think about a topic you like, because for the most part you're going to be wanting wanting to write multiple books. So yeah, think of a topic you like that you could write more than one book about. If it's nonfiction, whatever you're interested in, something like that. And there's no saying that you have to stick with that forever. You can change it down the road, but you know, the more the better in the same topic, same author. So yeah, find something you already preferably know a lot about. Could be also something that you're currently learning about. There's a lot of possibilities. So it can really be anything you're interested in. Obviously you want to be interested in it, otherwise it would probably be boring. Yeah, don't write a book because you think a certain type of book is going to make a lot of money. That's like a huge mistake I've seen a lot of people do. Uh, there's ways to make money with any kind of book pretty much. Like I was saying, the more books you write in the same category, the better, because when people buy your books, they're gonna, you know, if you got other books out there about the same kind of thing and they're interested in that, they're gonna find out about you through the one book, and then they're gonna go and buy the rest of your books. Pretty good chance of that. So breaking things down uh, really is probably like the main thing that seems to be like the biggest obstacle. Taking like a huge like chunk of information and organizing it into a book. So basically, take your topic. It would help to have a piece of paper out and a pencil or something, pen to draw like kind of like an outline on a piece of paper, and it'd be more like a map, make it easier for your brain to understand how this works. So like let's say you like draw a circle in the middle and it's got just the main topic, and then you draw 7 to 10, could even be like 20 main points that are gonna be the main things in either the story, or in my case all the books I wrote were nonfiction, so they were all kind of like informational stuff like that. So break things down into the main points. Draw the circle in the middle and then draw like lines coming off of it with other circles that have each circle has a main point. So then you have those 7 to 10 or 20 whatever main points. You can go ahead and with each main point break that down into like 3 to 5 different like subsections of each point. And basically each main point is a chapter, and then each one of these like subsections are going to be like guides for you to like write the chapter. You just focus on one at a time. So each chapter is going to have like kind of like 3 to 5 things going on that are all relevant to that chapter. And of course none of these like numbers are set in stone. It's just a kind of like a general way to make it easy. And once you got everything written, you need to put it together for a way to make it a book. Basically organize it so that you have a title page, copyright page, which you can just Google, look at other books, and you've got the introduction, conclusion sometimes. It helps to have a thanks for reading about the author. Anything else you really want to add, explaining extra forward, stuff like that. So you could, if you feel like you like to edit books and you're good at that. Some people are very highly critical of books that aren't edited well. So it's up to you whether you want to edit it. It's not too hard to find somebody on a site like Upwork or Fiverr to edit your book for you for like $50 or something like that. So once you get it edited, next step would be to format it. Now formatting, takes me like 20 minutes to do maybe. Reading all the guidelines on each different publishing site is a different process. For the most part, it's kind of similar. So anyways, yeah, it took many hours to learn to do it, but once I got it down, I don't even think about it. It takes like 20 minutes to do each one. Or else you can even pay people like $5 on Fiverr to do it. It's going to take a couple days if you do that option also. Yeah, all this stuff is pretty cheap too, so like just like little things that can be kind of annoying, like editing and formatting, I would recommend for the most part just to pay somebody else. few dollars to take care of that. You want to do the publishing yourself because you want to, create an account on whether you got Amazon, Smashwords, audiobooks, whatever different accounts you're using. You're gonna have your personal information in there, so you don't really want to outsource that out to somebody else for the most part. So it's a pretty simple process, It's just like filling out forms online. Another thing is a cover too. When you go to publish, you're gonna need a cover. So basically, if you're good at Photoshop, you like building covers, stuff like that, go ahead and do it yourself. If not, go ahead and hire somebody, Fiverr, Upwork, sites like that. Well, once you publish it yourself, it's gonna help to learn some marketing. I don't think it's that big of a deal that you need to like learn marketing before you focus on the book. Put the book together, put it out there, start learning some marketing, after your first one, and you'll start to see kind of how the sales are working and stuff like that, because you're going to need to put out a few books before you really understand what kind of stuff is selling better than others, what people like. You're going to want feedback, comments on your book, stuff like that. So don't worry about the marketing too much, just kind of like steadily learn that over time. That's pretty much outline of how to put a book together, how to make it simple. And if you liked it, go ahead and smash up the like button. Go ahead and leave any questions or comments. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe.